Hey, Scorpio, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your November 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, you have the Divine Matrix followed by the Covenant, which is a sacred contract. So this is very powerful energy coming in. You have the Galactic Mushroom. So you're tuning into connectivity. And that's what the 1111 portal allows us to do, is channel to the higher realms for us to be able to connect to the Divine Matrix and really reawaken ourselves on a deeper spiritual level and help you remember. And I see here that there is a sacred contract. There's something that has yet to be fulfilled for you. That's why it says contract and the rest is blank. And I feel like this 1111 portal is a very big activator for your 2025. So what does this all mean? We're going to look today into how to fully embody this energy of the portal. What truth do you need, Scorpio, to wake up to? What are the intentions that you're putting out into the universe, and how to best align with those energies? We'll get advice from Spirit and your guides. And then lastly, we'll take a look at how this new wave will cause a ripple over the coming months well into your 2025. All right, so I definitely see here a contract, a soul contract potentially between you and another. We do see the Lovers showing up here in your reading. I think you're the first sign to get the Lovers, Scorpio. So there definitely could be a very sacred contract coming in, very spiritual with the High Priestess. We also have the Hanged Man. So it feels like this has been on delay. Okay, or it may require a perspective shift. And I feel like that's what this 1111 portal can help you do, is, again, reawaken your connection to the Divine Matrix and help you remember your sacred soul contracts that you've made prior to incarnating into this lifetime. Now, bottom of the deck, you have the Horseman. This heralds great change. It's card 30. So for some of you, for a lot of you, there is big change coming in, Scorpio, come 2025. Not just on a global level, but for you personally and professionally. And I feel like there is this initiation taking place. Now, bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is teamwork, making the dream work. This can be soul tribe. It could be family. It could be dedicating oneself. And it's not just oneself. In this case, it's many selves, right? So this could be you wearing many different hats and dedicating your time and your energies and your efforts towards your pentacles, because your first card out here is the King of Discs, the King of Pentacles. So I feel like you are finding your people. You are finding support. You are saying yes to resourcefulness. You're saying yes to perhaps skilled work versus people who don't know how to pull their weight. And I feel like that may have been a struggle for you that kept you stuck. And it may have even been a partnership that you were involved in where it was kind of lopsided. I'm getting lopsided, but you may have had a sacred contract to learn with this individual, and you may be taking action to do things differently, because I definitely see that there's change. So wherever you are at currently, 2025 is completely different. It could be a complete 180. And this may have to do with your stability. It may have to do with your finances, your home. You may not live in the same place, right? You may not have the same job. You may not even be in the same relationships. And with the Three of Discs at the bottom of the deck, again, Pentacles, I feel like you're dedicating your efforts to creating a better, more successful life for yourself, whatever that may look like. And I see that with your outcome. There's a lot of success because you're finally feeling like there's cooperation and collaboration, where again, maybe that's been a very big challenge for you. All right. Now again, your first card out, you actually have 2 cards, and there's a bonus card. A lot of signs have been getting just the one, but you have 2. So not only are you tapping into the galactic mushroom, which is interweaved, interconnected. There's a show that I watched. I forget what the show is called, but it's the underground like mushroom, where it's all intertwined, all connected, and you feed off of that energy. There's the energy of all things being connected here. And I see you tapping into this universal consciousness here where you're remembering. Some of you could even be diving into the Akashic records. And if you're like, Mel, what is the Akashic records? I don't know much about that, which you probably do, Scorpio. But I feel like the Akashic records is your divine blueprint, and it's everything that you've learned throughout lifetimes, right? Is stored in this Akashic records. And I feel like you have access to it through, it can be regression, right? Past life regression. It can be hypnotherapy. For some of you, it's through meditation and through journaling, right? We have access to our divine contract, our blueprints, always. They're not locked away, but it is up to us to find the key to unlock it, right? And I feel like there is definitely a change coming in where you could be meeting some new people. You could be meeting a divine partner through maybe a group effort with that 3 of Pentacles. Now, bottom of the deck, we have the Horseman heralding great change. This reminds me of the Knight of Wands. So there could certainly be an adventure awaits. This could be taking a risk. What else do we have? We have the Crossing. There is some sort of initiation here taking place, and I think we said that in the beginning. And then if you feel at times like you are lost in space, right? Needing that direction, because change can be scary. Sometimes when we're in the midst of change, when we're in the midst of the initiation, we tend to second guess, or we tend to maybe doubt our path. So that's where a good mentor comes in, a good coach, a therapist, a best friend, a family member, someone who you can trust in, but they can help reassure you. 3 of Cups, right? Collaborate, tribe, people who have your best interests at heart, and they support you. And I feel like it's important to heed the advice of, for first and foremost, your own intuition, your own divine guidance, but also the support of the people around you. They're not going to push their beliefs or push what they think you should do, but they're going to allow that safe space for you to explore the options. They may have an opinion, nothing wrong with that, but they're not going to try to manipulate or persuade or not pull their weight like people have in the past for you, Scorpio. Yeah, so there's definitely big change coming in. I see change for the better because there's a new sacred contract. Some of you, this is a contract or a mortgage for a new home. It could be a wedding or like a marriage or a divorce contract even, depending on where you're at currently. This can be, a physical contract or an e-document. But I am seeing something here with not just the physical piece of it, but this is also a very sacred contract that your soul remembers. Your soul is remembering here that this is part of this new adventure. Now, again, how to fully embody the energy of this portal is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is focusing on your success. And I'll just sneak peek at the end here. Your outcome is the card of success. And so I feel like this may again have to do with your career, okay? Because the King of Pentacles does focus on their career. This can be creating stability. Some of you, you may be manifesting a King of Pentacles in your life. This is hubby material, right? Male or female, it doesn't matter. But this is someone who's very reliable, very abundant, very wealthy, very disciplined, and very respected. So whatever success means for you, I feel like you're fully embodying the energy of the 1111 portal by staying focused on your intentions, staying focused on you knowing this is your spiritual divine calling. This is a 7 energy. 7 is a very spiritual, aware energy, or there's a sense of awareness here or deep inner knowing. Now, what truth do you need to wake up to, Scorpio, the Hanged Man? The truth is that there are multiple ways of seeing things. We all know that, right? The way that you grew up in your home could be completely different than the way that your sibling perceives how they grew up in the home, right? We see that all the time. And I feel like you're changing a perspective on something. Instead of it feeling like it's a punishment, instead of feeling like you've been punished for your hard work, that may be part of what is shifting within your belief system. And you may be saying, wait a minute, I can be rewarded for my sacrifice. If I look at this from a new perspective, a new way, if I can see this from a new way, then I can have this reward. But I have to be willing to get myself out of maybe a limited thinking or limited scope. I have to be willing to stretch outside the comfort zone. And what else is interesting is we talk about that key with the Akashic records. A lot of times you'll find that the Hanged Man is holding on to a key. I don't think he is in this one, but a lot of the Hanged Man in traditional tarot, because that key unlocks his future in a sense. His key unlocks the mind of seeing something from a new way. And the Hanged Man is also Pisces energy, which can be emotion. So it can be, sometimes we get stuck in our emotions. We get hung up on self-worth or fears or maybe even anger or incompetence at times, maybe for yourself or for other people. But I do see that there is a sacrifice being made, but one that will be well worth it. It'll be a manifestation of an award or reward versus a punishment. Now, what intention are you putting out into the world? The Lovers. You're putting out into the world that you are willing to do what it takes to follow the path of love. Okay, to follow the path of love and to make choices that are balanced. This is also some of you calling in a soulmate. Okay, this could be making a choice that has to do with the current relationship that you are in, maybe a contract. But I feel like the Lovers, as the intention that you're putting out there, is beautiful. Because again, this Lovers is balance. It is soulmate. It is making choices that feel more aligned with who you are instead of staying stuck in a bad union or staying stuck where there's no love in your career, no love in a partnership, or where you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're putting out into the universe, I am ready for sacred contracts here. Even if it means I sacrifice a part of my life, right? Maybe your singlehood for bringing in a partner. Maybe it's you sacrificing time for you to build the business, right? It could be sacrificing one area of your life in order to have a reward, but it all will come together. How can you align with this intention? Trust your intuition. Now, the intention, again, that you're putting out is the Lovers, and the alignment is the High Priestess. Trust in your path because you know what the heart is telling you. You know what makes you happy internally. You know, what feels good to you as well. And I see that if there's something here that's caused sacrifice, that's been a punishment, are you going to continue doing that? Right? And there may be a big choice being made and your intuition is highlighting it at this time. And that's what this 1111 energy brings in for you, Scorpio. And I see with this High Priestess There could be a lot of spiritual insight. There could be a lot of mystery around this. Do I hang on? Do I detach? Right? And I see that you're trusting in your path, which is so very important here. Now, what's the advice from Spirit? Eight of Wands, take action. The Eight of Wands is communication, which is interesting because the High Priestess, she doesn't always communicate. She sits behind the scenes. So it may sound a little bit counterintuitive here because you're aligning by trusting your intuition. But this is saying here, your advice is don't be afraid to launch your dreams out there and not stop. That once you launch something, there's no going back. It's like an arrow. Once you let go of that arrow, once you've pulled back and it's in the air, there's no stopping it. And it almost feels like a dominoes effect here. Trust it. And some of you, it's like you weren't quite sure. You didn't want to land in the wrong target, or you don't want to hit something that it would bring about a negative consequence. But I feel really good about this action. So whatever it is that you are considering taking action towards, Spirit is saying this is meant for you, right? This could be travel. It could be relocating. It could be speedy progress through being able to communicate with someone where maybe there was a block, a barrier. Maybe you weren't able to effectively share how you felt. Maybe that safe space wasn't there. Maybe you felt like you've sacrificed a part of a relationship because of miscommunication. And I feel like what your guides are saying is you have the ability to bring this together, okay, through the divine matrix. You have the ability to maybe complete a contract, maybe with someone, or to I'm getting like null and void in old contracts. So for some of you, and that again, not everything is as it seems, because we're getting a lot of ambiguity a little bit here, but really that's why the High Priestess shows up is to say, trust in your path. Trust in your intuitive hits. If you feel called to do something, it is because it is your calling. If you feel called to make a move, then do that. And don't second guess it as those arrows are flying towards the target, because how is this wave going to cause a ripple effect coming into 2025 and well throughout 2025? You have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is the card of success. It's the card of triumph, victory, leadership, achievement, fame, recognition for your hard work. And it is the card of reward. So I feel like your sacrifice here will be rewarded. And it is going to require, yes, sacrifice. But if I told you that by making this choice to follow your heart, even if it feels scary, even if it feels at times like you don't have the support, what if I told you that it's available, right? We have the Three of Pentacles here, that you will meet new people, that you will collaborate with others, that there is this sense of not going it alone. But I also see for some of you, maybe that's been part of the sacrifice. Maybe you have built such a strong, solid foundation for your family, for your friends, that you've sacrificed your own dreams for theirs. All right, Scorpio, take that as it resonates. And if that is you, if that is hitting home, you are being called to do something for you. You are being called to trust in your intuition and take action on something that means a lot to you. That's not selfish. That is selfless. We need to take care of ourselves, and we need to fulfill a sacred contract that you made with yourself before coming into this earth plane. And I do see that there is something huge shifting here for you, and it will herald great change. But I feel like there will also be great rewards and great success. So let's clarify some of this energy here. Spirit, what is the sacrifice? What do we need to know about the Hanged Man? Let's go straight for the delay or the perspective. What do we need to know? King of Cups. King of Cups is diplomacy. Apply diplomacy. Keep the heart open. There's the Lovers. Remember, that's the intention that you're sending out into the world, that you want peaceful diplomacy, that you want to attract partnerships that are based in love and loyalty and support. And this is the energy of emotional intelligence. You have emotional intelligence. You're very, very intelligent. I mean, this is your energy here, the Cups. Scorpio, this is about patience. It is about building emotional bonds that you can trust. And that takes time. Okay? That doesn't just happen overnight. If it did, it would be the Page of Cups, right? Not the King. And I feel like, yes, it may take some time for you to build trust between you and others. But when you do, it could be lifelong. And I say that because I sneak peeked at the bottom of the deck and you have the 10 of Coins. That's the 10 of Pentacles. This is long-lasting security, Scorpio. So very, very beautiful. Let's look at the Lovers. What do we have for the Lovers here? The Hanged Man. Yes. Okay, so we're seeing a parallel. We're seeing that Spirit is saying, oh my gosh, and I've been saying this in your whole reading, right? Rewarded sacrifice versus an empty reward. Rewarded sacrifice versus an empty reward. And it can be at times where we get that reward. We get what it is that we thought we wanted, and we get there and it doesn't feel fulfilling. And that may be something that you've endured. And I feel like there is a new path or a new contract coming in, or something you are being asked to complete if you haven't already. And this is a rewarded sacrifice, but it's going to be up to the Lovers here. It's going to be up to making some choices that feel balanced and feel more in alignment with who you are. And I feel like there is someone else involved here. Someone else is part of this sacred contract. There's two people on the Lovers for a reason. So if you haven't met them, you will. And it will be worth it. But keep that heart open, the King of Cups. All right, let's take a look here at 2025. Let's look at the 8 of Wands here. What do we need to take action on? What does Scorpio need to take action on with the 8 of Wands? Okay. 2 of Coins, reassessing your priorities, making a choice. And the Lovers. You can't make this up. You're getting all the same cards out here. Spirit is saying, I mean it, right? This is about an euphoric choice, not one that haunts you. And that's why you have the 2 of Coins showing up, because it's time for you to set your priorities when it comes to making choices in your life. That may have to do with partnerships or individuals. It may have to do with how you open yourself up to the world, how you open yourself up to others, how you open yourself up in your career, your business, your line of work, your skills, your talents. Because some of you, there's definitely a change brewing. You're going to know what this is. This is a deep knowing, you know, but you will be successful here if you follow this path. I'm hearing like follow the yellow brick road, right? Follow the yellow brick road. And yellow is also the energy of the solar plexus, which is our confidence. Okay, so have the confidence to follow the path forward. And when you come to that crossroads, that's when the High Priestess really shows up and says, trust. All paths will lead you to Emerald City, right? All paths will lead you here. But if you trust and heed the call, then things do not have to be as challenging to get there. All right, Scorpio, last but not least, we're going to look at the message here. Do we want to do the galactic mushroom or the covenant? What do you guys think? Sacred contract or the divine matrix? I'm getting sacred contract here. So some of you were saying sacred contract. This is all about the greater good, commitments. You are being invited now by the universe to enter into a sacred contract. The covenant card may also be a call to recognize that an ancient agreement you made with spirit needs to be renewed or canceled and torn up. We said that, didn't we? Null and void. So something could be canceled, something could be torn up, maybe renewed, or remembering that agreement. There is an opportunity showing up that is full of promise, but sometimes we're not able to sign and seal the deal and commit to it. The reason is that it needs to be elevated to a sacred covenant. A covenant must be founded on the truth, not your truth or his truth or her truth, but a greater truth that takes the destiny of all into account. The covenant is not about your agenda only. And that's why you have the 3 of Pentacles, you guys, at the bottom of the deck, right? Spirit must be invited to come to the table as guarantor of the good, faith of all, and to ensure that the direction you are embarking in will be for the greater good. It's important that you understand what you are signing up for. Be sure to read the fine print so as not to commit to something you will soon regret or that will compromise your integrity. Do not hesitate to put all your own cards on the table so that your motives and desires are transparent and nothing is left in the darkness. When shadow element remains hidden, the covenant breaks down and becomes a contract with an unspoken dark side that is inevitably unfulfilled. Oh, it says fulfilled, but I just heard unfulfilled. So there's that empty reward. And that's what's happened in the past. I'm going to repeat that here because that's important. When shadow elements remain hidden, the covenant breaks down and becomes a contract with an unspoken dark side that is inevitably fulfilled. So again, what has been fulfilled in the past is an empty reward. There's that contract. Why was it empty? Because we may have, excuse me, we may have made a choice that was imbalanced, that went out of alignment with our integrity, that wasn't the full truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And maybe it was a part of the divine matrix. We were thinking of our own good, right? We were thinking of just us or a singular energy. And that again is why that 3 of Pentacles is showing up at the bottom of the deck. And how interesting, I just picked up the bottom of the deck realizing that it's already out here. And remember what I said earlier about the horseman heralding great change, reminding me of the Knight of Wands. There's the Knight of Wands showing up. There's the adventure showing up for you. So there is great change coming in here. There is adventure. If you are brave enough, courageous enough, Scorpio, to say yes and to heed the call of change. That is what I have for you. I'm loving this reading. I hope you are too. If you are, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And thanks again, Scorpio, for being here and supporting the channel. Lots of love.